Welcome back to Hellstorm Wargaming. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Mikey. We've got a lot to talk about today because it's the morning news, baby. It's the morning news. Welcome to Wednesday. I hope you're all doing well. Let me tell you of today's headlines. Okay, what do we have? We have the coolest band in the world has been cancelled. Somebody in 3D printing has gone bankrupt. Wait a minute. Check the notes. Make that 2 people bankrupt. Also, a huge thing has leaked. Also, there's a brand new game that Games Workshop don't want to talk about, and there's a huge 40k situation. Oh my god, there's so much noise.
Celebrates 15 months of membership, the 1 year.
Thank you so much, Raziel, for the 15 months. The 1 year. That's a year and 3 months. But thank you. Have you seen the DM I sent you? No, best place to contact me is Ask Mikey in Discord. I get a lot of DMs every single day. But welcome. We've got lots to cover. Again, bands have been cancelled. 2 people have gone bankrupt. A whole thing has leaked. A new game that Games Workshop don't want to talk about. And a huge 40k situation. So thanks so much for tuning in. But welcome to the morning news. You are my pirate news reporter, so let me know who you are, where you're watching from, and what's going on in your area. What interesting things have you seen that's happening in your community, in your area? What's going on? What's popper-lopping? What's cracking? What's do-daring? What's going on with you? Because I have a new thing. You might know. I have a new chat bot, as you can see. Whoa, look at this. Whoa, look at that. It looks so cool. It looks so cool, Maggie. And I'm like, yeah. It looks cool, I agree. Mercenary Q, thank you for the gift and membership. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much, buddy. Look what I can do. Somebody asked me a question fast. Somebody asked me a question. Oh my god, please don't ask me a question. That'd be crazy. If someone said, whoa, Mikey, why does your hair look so good? I'd be like, whoa, that's crazy. That's a correct question. Try it, I dare you. But make sure you say thank you. Christian, welcome. Make sure you join our Discord if you haven't already. And also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can become a member for as little as £1.99 a month. If you're already a member, gift a membership to someone else. Because then I can do giveaways and I can do more things on the channel. And I can answer questions like this. Yo, why are you bad at Warhammer? Whoa, look at that dude. Whoa, it's pulled up on screen. That's so cool. Right? That's so cool, they said. I just need to make it slightly smaller. I need to work out how to customize it, but we're so close. We're doing good. As you can see, I can do that. I can remove it when I'm talking to you. I put out a short yesterday. It was my first test of it, and it seemed to work quite well. You might have seen it. Let me know. But yeah, why am I bad at Warhammer? Because I keep hanging around with people who are bad at Warhammer. Here I am. But welcome. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. We've got lots to go over today, but if you've not tuned into a stream like this before, what I like to do is say hi, catch up with you guys, and put on Nintendo music and say, yeah, what's popping? That's not the right one. Put Nintendo music on, and I'll be like, yeah, what's popping? What's popping? What's going on? We have a little catch up, and then I get into the main meat and potatoes. How's that sound? How's that sound to you gamers? So let me say hello to everybody who is in chat. Let me say hello. Jim Martin, curious to see what's going on. We're going to have to tune in. You're going to have to tune in and watch. He messaged me on Discord and said, what's the situation? I said, well, I don't need to make a video if I tell you here. Shipbreak. I want to make coffee. I'm not ship. Don't call me Shipbreak. Jesus Christ. Good morning, Des. How are you? Is this a check? Yes, it is. Dunra, good morning to you, sir. Nigel, good morning. Big C, good morning. Hello. You got me with the title. There's a big situation happening. A secret FAQ. Okay. A secret FAQ. That's what's happening. That's the gossip. Okay. Since you're here early, there's been a secret FAQ, kind of. Secret, unofficial, official FAQ. It'll make more sense when I explain it. Good morning, Mercenary. Stream hype. Hell yeah, dude. Thanks again for the gift, and bud. Dunra, good morning. Christian Lawrence, hello, mate. Hello. Nightbot, hello to you. Jordan, what is Warhammer? That's a great question. Saltism, good morning, sirs and ladies. Good morning to you. Good morning, sirs, ladies, and everyone in between. The local Munda crew is getting hyped, prepped for the Secundus campaign after the kids go back to school with Spira, Leads, Ledzia under Hellsgang. I don't know what the last bit means. But the Secundus campaign sounds cool. They're the ones with the new Tyranids, right? The new Gene Stealers. Is that the latest one? The new Tyranids, the new Gene Stealers. I keep calling Tyranids. The new Gene Stealers look really good. Secundus. Is that the new box? Is it on pre-order this weekend? Horrors in the Underhells. Hive Secundus. It's a weird box, right? It's a weird box because, like, it looks like Space Hulk, but, like, they've only put, like, one sprue of the terrain in. But the models are really sick. Chat, what if I got these? What should I use them for? Spryers are the new... Oh, these are Spryers. Right, okay. They are cool, to be fair. I like the big walker things. I'm not Necromunda chat, I'm afraid. You know? I'm not Necromunda build. Should I be? Is it a good game? But the Tyranids, the Gene Stealers are sick. They are insanely cool, I think. Easy for Gene Stealers. You only get 6. And how many Brood Brothers do you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like they're not on purpose. Green one's a Spire and the other one's a Van Sar. Thank you. Thank you. Again, I don't play Necromunda. I don't know much, like hardly anything about it. But the models are cool. That's the thing with GW, right? It doesn't really matter what they do, what game they're about. I don't care. The models are always quite cool. They just scratch the itch. They scratch the sci-fi itch, which is nice. I think I've finally loosened this off enough where I can turn it. Sorry if that's making noise. I can turn it, but it doesn't undo.
Stain Callant celebrates 6 months of membership.
Thanks for the 6 months.
I am glad to be joining in.
I'm glad you're joining me as well. Thank you so much for the 6 months, bud.
Celebrates 6 months of membership.
I really need to fix my bot.
I am glad to be joining
Keep
in
playing
today.
everything twice. I don't know why. Thank you for the 6 months, Stein. I really appreciate it, buddy. But yeah, the box looks cool. It looks a bit like they're selling more with it. That's why. That's why it looks thin on the ground. They sell more separately. That's why they keep the box cheaper, right? Keep the box cheap and then sell all the terrain to you afterwards. Cheap in inverted commas. This suits is how the Nundams and baby carriers should be. Yeah, they're not big enough, right? They're babies. It's the most ramshackled. Let me pull up chat. I can do this. Look, chat. Look what I can do now. It's the most ramshackled together GW I've ever played. It's like an orc truck. You spend more time debating rules than playing. Okay, that sounds awful. After my short yesterday saying that Old World and Horrors obviously are terrible games because they're too in depth, maybe I give Necromunda a miss. The models are cool though. But yeah, they don't give you enough that you can actually use them in any other game, probably on purpose. They probably went, you know what, we could put 8 Gs to this or 10 G cells in here. They went, you know what, let's put 6 in there. Let's put 6 in there, actually. Anyway, welcome to the morning news, everyone. If you don't know what happens on the morning news, is I give a really clickbait title, which means that's the main story. I actually have multiple stories to go over today. So if you've not tuned in, again, I've got a couple of headlines to go over. We have a chat. We have a chat about the situations, and then we have a chat about the main situation. But the main situation, the spoiler, or a little bit of a spoiler, is there's been kind of like a pseudo-secret FAQ regarding some of the new rules that they have released with the Mazda, okay? And I'm going to explain all of it, but if you just come here and go, it wasn't too long, didn't read, I mean, wait for the short video, or wait until someone explains it, right? If I tell you the main bit first, why would you bother watching? Right? If you go to the paper and you read, well, I suppose the paper has the headline on the front. Shit. I'm the paper. I've got the headline on the front. The story's actually on page 7. All right? We're going to get page 1 through 6 first. Necromunda still sells models, so the higher-ups don't take what the game is as well as the models sell. Okay. let me tell you. Let me tell you the main headlines. Or let me go over the stories, okay? We've got like 4 stories to cover. Then we're going to talk about the 40k situation, okay? Again, which is I've already kind of leaked. I'll give you a little tidbit. If you're interested about FAQ news, then great, stick around. If you're not interested, well, maybe you'll like the other stories. Chat, I need a 1 in chat for yes and 2 in chat for no, okay? Have you ever heard of a band called Tenacious D? I know, I'm brave for saying it out loud. Very brave. 1 if you have, 2 if you haven't. Have you ever heard of a band called Tenacious D? Because you've got a news headline regarding Tenacious D of all bands. Papa Pariah, thanks for the 3 months. Thank you so much for the 3 months, bud. Really appreciate you.
Papa Pariah celebrates 3 months of membership. Good morning. Can't stick around this morning, but we'll catch up later.
You're a legend, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So a lot of people have heard. Some people have typed 4. That cancels it out because you have, haven't. You have. I guess you don't know yet. 3 have, haven't, have. That counts. Well, Tenacious D have got themselves in a weird bit of trouble, considering Tenacious D's background, because they played a tour the other night, and it was Kyle Gass's birthday. You know, it was Kyle Gass's birthday, and they sang happy birthday to him. As you can see. Let me know if the volume's okay.
Don't miss Trump next time.
Actually, quite a funny statement, you know. I feel like in real time, in society now, whenever something like this happens, like obviously I don't really do much like politics talk. But I think I don't do it too much on the channel, but I'm pretty clear on where my standpoint in politics, right? I'm not like fucking ridiculous. But I do feel like whenever like a situation, like a fucking actual attempted assassination happens, every joke is made within like 15 minutes, you know? Like, you think back to, like, fucking JFK, maybe, or something like attempted assassination on, like, Reagan, maybe, or, like, even, like, Prince Charles at the time. He was, he had, like, shit thrown at him and he was, like, attempted to be assassinated, or something like that. Everyone's like in shock horror and gasping. Diawag, thanks for the 37 months, bud. Oh my god, every 3 years. Holy shit. Thank you so much.
37 months of membership. I wouldn't
thank you so much, bud.
Less of the D.
And Jamarty, thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you, buddy. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate it.
Gifted member.
That's very kind. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Holy shit. Be like Jamartin, gift some memberships if you haven't already. Yeah, like, I feel like in modern day, in society now, every joke is made within like 15 minutes on Twitter. Which I don't know if it's good or bad. You know? I don't know if that's good or bad.
Gifted member.
But like fucking 50 years ago, everyone would be like, that happened. They'd be like hold a seance for it, even if nothing happened.
Gifted member.
You know, everybody would be in shock horror, everybody would be really scared. But now, thanks to the internet, thanks to places like Twitter and TikTok, every joke has been made. You know, I've seen fucking fan cams of Donald Trump and Biden, of him like being like, I hope you're well, and he's like and he's like Donald Trump not responding. Like every joke is made straight away, okay? And I feel like people take the jokes pretty lightheartedly. Obviously, the person involved who was almost assassinated probably doesn't take the jokes as well as everyone else. But I feel like everyone's kind of in on the joke because, like, it is one of those things. People just joke about these things all the time. But Tenacious D, like, obviously, like, one of my childhood favorite bands when I was a teenager. What Kyle Gass said is very on brand, like, in character. Not even, it wasn't, like, in character, but, like, it was very on brand for him. But sadly, Mr. Bowser, I'm in every animation ever, doesn't want to be like that anymore because it's worth big bucks, which is a shame. Because Jack Black put out on his Instagram, I was blindsided by what was said on the show on Sunday. I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form. After much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold. I am grateful to the fans for the support and understanding. Because Jack Black has been known or like been publicly shown off to be like pretty much a Biden supporter, which is, you know, we don't like Biden in particular because he needs to go to bed. But, you know, he's pretty left-wing. But I'm like 90% sure. I'm 90% sure Tenacious D have done like assassination joke in the past. Republican kids see movies too. Also true. Also true. Yeah, I'm like 90% sure Tenacious D have done like a joke about like breaking into the White House. But obviously because now you search it, it's all just talking about what happened yesterday. But I do think it's kind of like one of those things where like Jack Black is just trying to protect himself because he's obviously got a lot of movie deals on the line. And I don't think this is like the end of Tenacious D, which people will try and spin it as. I think they'll probably just like sit down for a couple of months, maybe a couple of years, chill out, do another tour, call it a day. In my opinion, it has to do with safety. That's probably quite on brand. Probably right, to be fair. Oh, wrong one. Not that one. In my opinion, it has to do with safety. People are so rabid these days that Jack Black's just protecting his family. Yeah, probably. I do think maybe not it's... I don't know if that's his like full concern, or probably is a concern, but probably isn't the only concern. But I do feel like it's probably coming down to like branding, right? You know, even if you don't like Donald Trump, joking about him being assassinated as a public figure who is in loads of movies with Disney, etc., probably not a good look. I also believe it's because an innocent person was killed. Yeah, they seem to be getting no coverage, right? I did see a news article about that actually, which, you know, obviously not the good part of it. Obviously, I said we can all make jokes, but someone did actually die. I saw that someone, like, I think President Biden had tried to contact the family, but they didn't want to respond. But Trump hadn't said anything to them. Trying to find it now. I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is it. Regarding the actual person who was like killed. Helen told the Washington Post, that President Joe Biden tried to call her, but she declined to speak to him since her husband was a devout Republican. He wouldn't want of me to talk to him. But she added that she does not hold the current president responsible for what happened to her family. I don't have any ill will towards Joe Biden, she said. I'm not one of those people that gets involved in politics. I support Trump. That's who I'm voting for. But I don't have ill will towards Biden. He didn't do anything to my husband. A 20-year-old despicable kid did. She continued. The family has not heard from Trump, which kind of like says it all, really. I love the serious tone of assassination talk while Kirby music blasts out. Look, I can't control the playlist when I'm reading something. I'll pause it. So no, obviously it's very sad that someone passed away. Like, rest in peace to them. Like, obviously what that person did was obviously horrible. But as I said, the point I'm making is like, it's just weird. It's just weird for Jack Black to just do like a 180 of something he's already been quite public about. Jack's just protecting his wallet. He wouldn't have thrown Kyle to the Lions. Yeah, I agree. That's just kind of like my point. Conspiracy theory time. No conspiracy theory. I'm just reading articles. Trump was too busy falling asleep at the RNC. It is wild that both presidents had just fallen asleep. I mean, one was like shot the other day, or like, at least grazed by a bullet, at the very least. So I can understand why they'd be tired. But Jesus Christ, people change, yeah, for better or for worse sometimes. Okay, let's move on. Anyway, let's move on. That was Jack Black is cancelling his own band, which is quite wild. And now I'm a little bit late to this news, so I won't dwell on it too long. But you might remember a company called Shapeways as well. Shapeways, very popular probably about 10 years ago. Basically a print-on-demand additive manufacturing company, or 3D printing company, for those that are not in the know. Shapeways basically were the ones who started, or they were like, the way their business worked, somewhat a designer came to Shapeways and sold through Shapeways. But Shapeways was quite a large talking point a few years ago in Warhammer for 3D printable bits, right? A popular brand known as Pop Goes the Monkey. If we just have a look, Pop Goes the Monkey bits. Now, they have their own website now. But Pop Goes the Monkey make like conversion parts of Warhammer, right? Like they aren't like a underground like brand. They are quite a large brand. They make loads of stuff, and they were very popular for a very long time. They still are very popular, right? Maybe not as popular anymore due to the fact that at-home 3D printing is pretty popular now and it's pretty common, and the barrier to entry to 3D printing at home is super cheap. But Shapeways were like a really big player in third-party bits, because what it essentially did, it was that stepping stone for 3D designers to sell parts, sell models, etc. Before there was a time where people could just go out and buy a 3D printer for like 40 quid and just print their own. So Shapeways was one of the first companies that kind of like brought 3D printed bits to the market, like in Warhammer, but just generally a very large company. Well, as I keep saying, until people could buy a printer for 40 quid, because Shapeways was always inherently quite expensive, they've gone bankrupt. Shapeways have gone bankrupt as posted by the 3D printing industry. 3D printing service provider Shapeways is facing potential bankruptcy. A $5 million rescue was rejected by Shapeways, according to a person familiar with the situation. And it's confirmed the executive team resigns. According to the Securities and Exchange, on May 15, Shapeways disclosed its inability to timely file its quarterly report on Form 10Q. This is all American, like, taxing. I got fucking no idea about this. But anyway, they didn't file their taxes by the end of 31st of March. The filing cited resources constraints and ongoing strategic evaluations. SEC filing highlights the company's current operation challenges, stating, based on the company's current operations in the absence of additional sources of liquidity and the consummation of a strategic transaction in the near term, management anticipates that the company's existing cash and cash equivalents and anticipated cash flows from operations will not be sufficient to meet the company's operating and liquidity needs for a meaningful period in time after the date on this form. Basically saying they're running out of money because they're going bankrupt. The SEC filing underscores Shapeways' precarious financial position, emphasizing its reliance on securing additional liquidity or a strategic resolution in sustained operations. Failure to secure these resources could necessitate bankruptcy protection, and they have since gone bankrupt. Let's go to the update. Update. Since publication of the above article, Shape has confirmed that bankruptcy news. A post of the company's Eindhoven area plant manager reads, earlier this week, I had to deliver the difficult news of Shapeways' upcoming bankruptcy filing to our dedicated team. This is a somber moment in my nearly 12-year journey with Shapeways, where I've cherished the people, the challenges, and the opportunities to scale emerging technology into a mature fulfillment service for a diverse and demanding industry. In these years, we were able to scale Eindhoven production to a highly efficient production facility with deep domain expertise in SLS, MJF, SLA, MBG, and MJP. For those not even know, these are all different types of printing. SLA is what is like resin printing, and SLS is like different type of material, but it's essentially like a type of welding. I don't know what MJF, MBJ, and MJP are. Well, SLA is resin printing, okay? That's what you need to worry about. That's one of the big talking points. They were big in resin printing. We celebrated successes locally to the very end and had an extremely economical facility with high margins, with producing a significant turnover. And that's the thing. They had high margins. When no one could buy a 3D printer, then everyone was like, wait a minute. We can print stuff at home for similar quality for 3 pence a go? And Shapeways are charging us £10 a sword? Yeah, they had high margins. They were so expensive. I bought stuff from Shapeways once. I bought the stick-on Bloodraven shoulder pads. I might even be able to find it. I don't have the models anymore. Hellstorm Wargaming Hell Blasters. But I definitely posted them on Reddit once upon a time. Let's go! 7 years ago! That's how long ago it was. Look, there we go. Here we go. Bloodraven Primaris Hellblasters by Hellstorm Wargaming. 300 upvotes. A goated post. But yeah, so on these, I actually gave these away because I was told I couldn't use them at Warhammer World because of the bits I had stuck on. As you can see, they've got Bloodraven shoulder pads and they've got like Devastator parts on their shoulders. They were from Shapeways. They were like stick-on parts because obviously these were from the Indomitus set. And essentially what they did was they sold these. They were 3D printed. You stuck them on and you got like 3D shoulder pads. They were so expensive. I remember I bought 40 of each, I think. I've since given them away now. I bought like 40 of each and I'm pretty sure it was close to 50 quid. 50 quid for tiny parts to stick on the shoulder pads. And also you'll notice the left one is all uneven because they were so thick. So thick. Actually crazy. Being told you couldn't use them is the wildest thing I've heard on this channel. Yeah, because games like some are going through a bit of a spitting dummy out about 3D printing. They still are. If you try to use these today, they'll probably tell you, have you designed them? If you've not designed them yourself, you can't use them. But yeah, so I got told I wasn't allowed to use them, so I gave them away. Which is a bit annoying because now I've never painted any other Hellblasters since. But they're like super expensive. And then when you can like print them at home, you realize that that part would cost you half a penny, couple of p, you know? If I wanted 40 of each, it'd probably cost me like a £5 if that. You stuck something else on your toys, now you can't play. Look, that's another conversation. We've had this conversation. That was around the same time that I was told I wasn't allowed to use Gulliman because I painted him red. You know? That's the time I was told I wasn't allowed to use Gulliman because Gulliman was red and that's not allowed. And then everyone, I didn't bring mine, and then everyone brought theirs. Everyone brought their yellow and green Gullimans and used them anyway. All around the same time. I was using brass etching to burn my Blood Ravens till recently, and I ran out and I can't find it. I have some of those, I think, somewhere knocking about. I think I had some of those knocking about somewhere. But yeah, so Shapeways, inherently quite expensive. And now, no wonder they're struggling, because they were charging so much, in my opinion. Maybe they could have charged a bit less. Maybe that would have helped. But also, we're in a time where you can just go and buy a 3D printer for the price of some files they were selling. You know? While you're aware some Shapeways struggles, the bankruptcy news was a shock to everyone. Seeing the surprise and disbelief on the faces of my colleagues was truly heartbreaking. Yet, in this dark moment, the team's response was nothing short of inspiring. Their solidarity shone brightly as team members, even those off duty, came in to spend time together and ensure our facility was left in the best state. The moment of unity is a testament to the incredible progress we made over the years. We set our own direction, focused on becoming a strategic partner to customers through quality management, value-added services, assemblies, designs, and even competitive prices driven deep in domain expertise and economics of 3D printing and additive manufacturing. Or, you know, someone with a 3D printer and they will do it for a £5. But anyway, this goes on to basically, they're more just saying, hey, we've gone bankrupt. So the big thing is Shapeways Shapeways bankrupt. Now won't be part of the thing. I obviously, like, they were quite big in general as like a 3D manufacturing company. Probably one of the most well-known like 3D manufacturing companies. But especially in like tabletop and wargame, they were very popular just because they were one of the first to start doing third part. They were like huge for getting small designers a stepping stone to the market of producing parts for 3D for converting, you know. But yeah, I feel like their business model is just like really dated now to a point where they've gone bankrupt. So yeah, whatever. I'm just fucking, I'm preaching to the choir. They already know this. But I feel like their business model was great at the time, but I think they probably struggled to adapt as 3D printing has gone to like someone's desk in their hobby room, you know what I mean? Because yeah, you can just get anyone can 3D print stuff now, and the only thing that Shapeways had was the unique designs, but there's loads of people that are making their own unique designs, you know? I like how 3D printers become the model equivalent of your dad's mate. I can chip your PS1 for a tenner. Oh, I had one of those guys. I remember it came over. It was just like this random guy that my dad knew. Just like typical IT bro. Typical IT bro comes in, you know, puts in a disc or I think he had to like modify it physically. I can't remember now. I'm pretty sure it was just a disc though. I'm like 90% sure it was just a disc. And then we started playing Point Blank 2. A copied version. Not that I condone piracy. I would never. In my pretend story, allegedly, a man that allegedly my father allegedly knew, allegedly came over, allegedly chipped my PlayStation. We allegedly played an illegal copy of Point Blank 2. I would never. I don't condone piracy. Oh, fuck. Anyway, that's the Shapeways news. What a great, totally false tale. I just realised what I was saying. You know when you say something, you're like, holy shit, why did I say that out loud? I imagine that's what it's like. I see he's wargaming. So what's the recast equivalent metaphor if you go down the dad's mate chip by PlayStation? It's the equivalent is I'll print it, yeah. Don't buy that, I'll print it, yeah. The term allegedly doesn't protect you. I never said I did it. I said allegedly I did it. Which isn't the same. I never said I did it. I said allegedly I did it. Which means I might not. Do you want to look at the term allegedly? Allegedly. What does the meaning of the word? When something is said to be true but has not been proved. Can't prove it. Prove it. Dare you. Leak the next story, but there we go. If buying isn't owning, pirate isn't stealing. I didn't say that. I just read it. I just read it. Rewind the tapes. There's a guy here in Scotland who will 3D print you a scout title for 40 quid. Yeah, that's the equivalent, right? Oh, Mr. Drama, we're about to be on Article 3 of the drama. So, yeah. Also, where does it say drama? There's a situation. Never said drama. Chat, if we don't hit the member goal, I can't do the 40k news. Okay? That's my new... I'm holding it in. I'm withholding it. If we don't hit this member goal, I can't do the drama. Alleged drama. I allegedly had to wait a year for warranty to run out. Allegedly, before a PS1 I allegedly owned was chipped allegedly. That sounds like a story I can't prove. So one 3D printing company has gone bankrupt recently, but also a 3D printing designer is going bankrupt while we speak. Some of you might know this designer. I've already showed off their name on screen. Some of you might know this designer, but they've actually been on a bit of a tour of different YouTube channels, and I was going to watch some of these YouTube channels to see what they had to say in person. However, they seem to be going down the alt-right pipeline of YouTube channels. And not even like pipeline, just like waving flags at this point. So I won't be listening to what this person says, sadly. Because I imagine they would have been able to shine some light on some of the interesting things that they've had to deal with. But it's turned into, Games Workshop is suing fans! When Games Workshop shut down fans! When it's obviously not really. Obviously it's not really. Obviously it's not that. Someone was doing something very illegal and is getting sued for it. But someone's at my door, so I'm going to have to be RB. 1 second. Right, chat, we can't talk about this story, I'm sorry. I can't talk about this story, actually. So the police have just been. Look, I never owned a PlayStation, okay? I never actually owned a PlayStation, you can't prove it. I never owned a PlayStation, don't be stupid. What are you talking about? I don't even know what a PlayStation is. But Warhawk Tactics, thank you very much for becoming a member. Really appreciate you. You can become a member for as little as £1.99, just the same as Warhawk. Get us up to a big number. I give away prizes as well. Is that like Obi-Wan never owned it out too? Yeah, exactly the same. But you might have heard of Eman G, or Emang, some of you might call it, or Emang. You know, you might have heard him. He started up a legal fund on GoFundMe and has raised $12,000 US. I saw something from NE. What's NE? You might have heard of Eman G, and this is what they've had to say. My name is Eman Gamesy, but I'm more widely known as Eman G. I design models for 3D print and publish them via my 3D Cults page. Now, their 3D Cults page is pretty slim right now, because we spoke about this already. We spoke about the Patreon league. For many years, I've been doing my work gratis. I've always looked forward to new prints and showcases of painted models by talented individuals across the 3D printing scene. Creating scale models for printing was not only my passion, but my dream job. You can find videos about my work here. On October 24th, 2023, I was personally served a number of copyright infringement complaints. Due to the lengthy proceedings, I've incurred significant legal fees and related costs that I'm currently trying to pay off. Unfortunately, negotiations have taken much longer than expected, and my legal fees and settlement costs are substantial. As I'm currently unemployed, I don't have a viable source of income. I cannot afford to pay these fees myself, so I'm kindly asking for donations to help me make these remaining payments. Every donation, no matter how small, will help in this time of struggle. Your support is greatly appreciated. So they're asking for money, but like, who is this person? You don't know. You don't know who this person is. Mikey, what's going on? What's happening? Let me show you. Oh, it's been deleted. Shit. Where's his Patreon post gone? I had his Patreon window up, but I don't have it open now. I'm so stupid. Sorry. Give me a second. Oh, but I'm going to scroll 5 months. I had it open yesterday. I've lost it now. Right, I don't have the statement open. If I can find it, I'll bring it up. But the point being is E-Man G deleted all of his models on Cults 3D because his models consisted of stuff like this. As you can see, a Green Knight. Quite clearly. Quite clearly a Green Knight. You know? It consisted of models like this. Rat Ride, I can't remember what it's called, the actual unit. It consisted of models like this one. Like this one. Now, these are all looking pretty good as models, but they're also looking pretty familiar. And that's because, allegedly, but quite convincingly, to me, personally, in my opinion, allegedly, E-Man G was taking... That's not a very good picture. Was taking models, or 3D models, from games such as Total War Warhammer 3. Again, allegedly. Looks pretty convincing, though, in my opinion. And, and was giving them out for free on Cults 3D, but also putting supported versions, I don't know why I did that in inverted commas, putting out supported versions on their personal Patreon at a cost. At a cost. His demonettes are better quality. They aren't his demonettes. They're from the video games. He's taken the models from the video games and turned them into 3D models and just like uploaded them. I posted this like a month ago. It happened like 2 weeks ago, so short. I was off last week. I couldn't cover it. So he was giving out free models, but he also, his Patreon was essentially like supported versions, and he was charging for supported versions. And it turns out Games Workshop aren't very happy about that. Now we have this one. This is obviously from last year, but this is like the main story when it happened at the time. Games Workshop files 12 cases with the copyright claims board. They've filed but a dozen different claims of copyright, all targeting the same individual over different alleged infringements. The case is a rare example of large corporation, in particular corporation not based in the United States, using the CCB to target a smaller infringer. The vast majority of CCB cases involve either small businesses or individuals filing claims against alleged infringers of all sizes. The claims all target in respondent E-Man M Gazami. I'm going to just call him E-Man G. According to the claims, E-Man G extracted models from the Warhammer video game Total Warhammer, or Total War Warhammer, and converted them to a format that's usable by 3D printers. Then they claimed he uploaded the files for free to use on Cults 3D. Games Workshop then goes on to claim that E-Man G operates a Patreon where, for a fee of $8 a month, users can obtain the same models but with extra structural support for easier printing. So obviously this is supported versions. According to Games Workshop, the original file Cult 3D are not suitable for printing due to lack of support and needs to be edited to function. Finally, the company alleges that E-Man G also operates an Etsy account where he sells the prints himself for $65 per print. That amounts to a steep discount for works that retail between $100 and $700 according to Games Workshop. Not something you should say out loud. Not something you should say out loud. Games Workshop claims that they first had to resolve this dispute by sending a DMCA takedown notice to Patreon. However, E-Man filed a counter notice saying that the works were already available freely on Cult 3D, and since only supports were different, he felt that his Patreon was not infringing. Games Workshop alleges that E-Man G ignored the fact that whether it was freely available elsewhere isn't relevant, and that he was the one who uploaded the files to Cult 3D illegally. They also said it ceased and desist to E-Man G, which they said went ignored. As such, Games Workshop seeks the maximum damages of $30,000 for each of the cases. Woof. So if there's 12 cases, that's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. Obviously, I doubt they'll probably get every single penny, but I don't think this person is in a very good position to be going around say like letting people say that Games Workshop is suing the fans, where if all of this is true, what he's doing is very illegal. You know, he's taking someone else's work and putting it out there for free, which is very Robin Hood moment, but then also charging for those things is where the problem is, right? The weird thing about this is it feels like it's actually Creative Assembly that should have been suing rather than GW. Also something I considered, but obviously the actual IP is owned by GW, even though Creative Assembly, who make the video game, who make Total War Warhammer, are the ones who kind of like own the game, but they license the game. So like the likeness and the intellectual property is still owned by GW. Iman can start OnlyFans by how fucked he's getting. So what Iman G was doing was obviously like not right. If you benefited from it, fair enough, you know, fucking if it's out there, do what you want, I don't care. But like the point is like I think they're kind of like trying to spin this as like, oh, I've been hard done by, but also if they sent a cease and desist and you ignored it, you are kind of like playing with fire, you know? When you're working with quite a litigious company like Games Workshop, and then allegedly they sent a cease and desist and you ignored it, the cease and desist would have been kind of like, please stop doing that, go away, and that would have been the end of it, you know? That honestly just would have been the end of it. But if you want to ignore a DMCA from a super large company like Games Workshop, you are kind of just asking for trouble. You're already asking for trouble for starting it, but I feel like if they kind of said, please stop, and you ignored it, it's not a good look for you, to be honest. So, whilst I don't wish this sort of, like, issue on anyone, it is kind of like the fuck around and find out scale. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the fuck around and find out. But yeah, $276,000 there, pounds they're suing for, $360,000. So what is a CCB? On the surface, seems like a natural case of federal court. Games Workshop certainly has the resource to file such a claim. The company claims Eman G is making around $5,000 or $6,000 a month. To make matters worse, the CCB cannot issue injunctions, so even if the CCB finds him in favor of Games Workshop and will significant damages, they still can't order him to stop. So why use the CCB? The answer is Games Workshop most likely don't want to invest a great deal of money in a case that may have uncertain returns. Though filing with CCB can still be costly, especially if you use a lawyer, it's still an order of magnitude cheaper than going through federal court. So they're going for the cheapest option themselves. If they receive the damages requested, that would amount to $360,000. However, it's not likely to happen. The issue is that while CCB does have 30,000 damage cap per claim, the CCB also has a damage cap that is based on each work that is infringed. That cap is only 15,000. Since 10 of those 12 cases only involve one work, total damages that could be grabbed is $210,000. So I think honestly, they're trying to make an example of this person rather than trying to get every single penny they can. What they want to do is they want to financially bankrupt this person to say, hey, this is our shit, don't fuck about with us, because they've done that before, right? They've done that before in the past. They're trying to do it again with this individual, because obviously, like, putting it out for free, if they just put everything out for free and just left it as that, obviously not making any money from it, I think Games Workshop would have sent a cease and desist. They could have ignored it. They would have contacted Cults 3D and had the models removed. Obviously, Cults 3D and Games Workshop don't really get on anyway. It's been very public where Cults 3D received takedown notices from Games Workshop, and they just kind of went, well, they're for free, so it's fan art, so leave us alone. I think the main problem now, or the main problem here, is that Eman was charging for Patreon supported models, which they alleged that were pretty much needed to print them, which sounds quite funny. But they needed to be printed with support, so people would have had to buy them, but also selling them is kind of like the problem as well. Is like if he's profiting from selling them at a cheaper price than Games Workshop is selling them as well. That is just, especially because they're using he's using their own like IP. It's not even like inspired work. This isn't inspired work. This isn't like in reference to. This isn't a like for like. This isn't a third party. This is taking Games Workshop's bread and trying to sell it cheaper. You know. That's the point. It's like they aren't third party. They aren't designed by him. They aren't better than GW because they were made by Creative Assembly for GW, you know? Also, it's the nature of copyright. You have to defend it or you'll lose it. No, I agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah, that's right. That's right. If you don't protect your IP, then the next time you do want to sue someone, they can be like, well, you never sued this person, you know? Still no need though. You can't buy those models anywhere as they're computer game characters. Vegeta made models of them where then I can see they're losing money. Did you not look at all the examples, Nick? Fucking Bloodthirst there. Great and Clean One. Demonettes. Bellocore. Bro, it's just all it is Games Workshop's models. That's all it is. It's all GW shit. It's not even like, oh, maybe. It directly is. And I said it's just ripped from their game. So it's their IP because Creative Assembly have made the models to make a game with a license with GW. But they own those models. They own the world. They own the characters. They own the story. And then someone else is taking those and selling them. That's where Games Workshop got a problem. Because they still own it, you know. Creative Assembly pay Games Workshop to use them, to design them. They end up making it. But ultimately, it's owned by GW. You know? I need a Bloodthirster actually is a good sculpt. I'm not answering that. You can't get him anymore. I'm not answering it. You can't get him anymore. In the wake of this, I've learned about Logic, which is, to be honest, a worse situation. They had to delete all their files, and as far as I know, it was scratch built just to look like GW stuff. I've never even heard of that. Logic. Happy New Year. Also thanks to FAQs. I only host designs of Cults 3D. Due to letters from GW, we've had to remove many designs. All removed files are no longer available in any location. I'll not be making any more space for Ringnest designs. Oh. Oh god, they are just like... There's no question there, is there? There's like no question there, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. I never heard of this designer before. Based. Helldivers based. That belt logo was Iron Warriors, yeah. They aren't even different. You know what I mean? They aren't even different, bro. I'm sure that's a model that Games Workshop sells. GW have ripped off many IP over the years. I understand they copy models that are GW are making, but I thought it was computer characters.
Congus Stewie celebrates
no.
17 months of membership.
Thanks for 17 months, Congus Stewie.
Satisfactory play till complete win.
Also, no.
Also, ahoy hoy everyone.
Thanks for 17 months, but I really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Very, very kind of you.
Complete win. Also, ahoy hoy everyone.
Now, Eman G was taking the models from the game, not just looking at them, not just going, oh, they're funny, taking the physical files from the game and turn them into 3D prints. you know? Like, look at them. They're not just, like, partly designed. They are taken from the game, posed, and made into an STL. And uploaded. They're not, like, inspired by. They're not designed by. He's taken models from the game and just... That's not one. He's taken models from the game, like this Be'lakor, for example, which is just, like, the file, and just putting them out for free, you know? Which, technically, everybody has these files if they have Total War Warhammer 3 installed. But they weren't 3D printable, you know? That's the thing. That's the thing. This is where I think this is a bigger deal. If the copyright board and a judge agree to this, it sets a dark precedent for third-party companies. Again, this isn't a case of a third-party designer getting sued. This is someone taking... It's kind of like walking into Games Workshop, right? Walking into Games Workshop, taking the 3D files that they use to make their molds and 3D printing those and putting them on Cult 3D. It's very similar to that vibe. It's on that way. It's on that path. It's not quite the same as a third-party designer making something that is inspired by Warhammer, inspired by Games Workshop IP. This is Games Workshop's IP being sold. It's not quite the same. It's not third-party. It's someone using pre-existing 3D files that are made with a license. Yeah, exactly. Again, it's kind of like scanning a 3D model and selling that, you know? If I took a Space Marine... I don't have one on handy. If I took a Space Marine and 3D scanned it and tried to sell it, I'm breaking IP. If I go and design something, a super soldier in space in power armor, that's inspired by but not stealing IP, you know? You don't have a Space Marine to hand. They're all behind me. They're all behind. I don't have one near me. Like this. You know? Like this. This is inspired by Pokemon. It's very clearly inspired, but it's not quite the same. You know? It's not quite the same. This is fine. This is fine. You know? It's clear. It's quite clear what it's supposed to be. You know? We all sit here and go, that's Mega Rayquaza. Okay? But it's had some, like, tendencies or like some designs kind of changed to make it a bit different. But like taking Mega Rayquaza game files from Pokemon and printing those and selling those is illegal. That's a sick looking allegedly Rayquaza. Mega, actually. Allegedly Mega. But also 90% of what he was selling weren't like just video game characters. They're just models. They're bloodthirsters. They're bloodletters. They're demonettes. You know? They're Skaven. They're orcs. Difference between homage and copy pasta. Yeah, literally. So he's just selling copies. He's literally selling game files for free. They're selling game files, essentially. It's not an issue of IP protection, it's an issue of asset theft. Yeah, I think the 3D printing line makes it weird because it is asset theft. But also, because they're 3D printing it, they're making it into IP infringement. Technically, he wasn't selling it. He was selling physical models of them, though. But yeah, that's where the lawsuit is, because he's like, well, it's just supports. But like, you can't argue with a big company like that, unless you got the money behind you, which he doesn't. You know? Anyway, speaking of video games getting hacked and leaked, sadly, you might have heard that Space Marine 2 has leaked. Now, I'm not going to be looking at the leak. I'm going to be avoiding the leak, but, you know, it has actually, like, a full-blown version of the game, an older version, but a full-blown version of the game has leaked. And Focus Entertainment have come out and said Dear players, we are deeply touched by the overwhelming support we've received from our community following the leak of an old build of our upcoming game, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Now, allegedly, or supposedly, the leaked version of the game is about a year old. You know? I'm not sharing any leaks. I'm not going to be going over it. So supposedly the game is about a year. The build of the game is about a year old. Our team have poured years of hard work, passion, dedication into creating a game worthy of your hopes and expectations, and it's disheartening that many of the surprises we worked to keep secret were spoiled. We're saddened that this build, which will be almost a year old by the time we launch, is how some of our most eager fans will first experience Space Marine 2. Our unwavering commitment has been to deliver the best possible game for our players. This was a driving force behind our decision to spend more time in development and ensure we deliver the best experience we can. We're asking everyone to avoid this unfinished build and not spoil the game for those excited to experience it for the first time at launch. Space Marine 2 will release on September 9th, and the best way to support our team's hard work is to play the game that we've always intended. See you all in a few weeks before the Emperor. So yeah, so the full game has been leaked, which is like a real shame, to be honest, because like, if we like these games, maybe sharing a fucking unfinished version for free, like an illegal version, is probably not what we should be doing. If we like the game, we have to buy it, I'm afraid. You don't have to be the pay pony. You do have to be the little pig bringing all the money. You know, and like, if you like Space Marine 2 and you think, oh, that sounds cool, maybe I'd like Space Marine 3 one day, you do have to actually go out and buy it. You have to go out and buy it, I'm afraid. But yeah, so basically the whole game's leaked now. So I think we don't really know. I don't think the source of the leak is fully confirmed. But basically people are doing playthroughs on YouTube. There's local multiplayers working, because obviously there's no servers to connect to. Local multiplayers working. The whole game is basically working. There's just a few things that don't quite work, which, in a good way, kind of tells us that's good, because if this is a year old and the game was basically done and they've been polishing it for a year, that, to me, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. It's just a shame that people will be able to go and see and potentially have that spoiled for them, which is like obviously the big problem. So I was like, I've seen some screenshots, because obviously if I'm just scrolling Reddit or whatever, if I've seen screenshots, I've seen people playing it. It's just like, it's a real shame, to be honest. Because it's like, I've seen parts of the first level that I didn't want to see until I played it. You know, when I could experience it with you guys. It's just like, it's just really disappointing, you know? That's the thing. Who's going to be ripping models from the leaked build? Honestly, I can see that happening. I can see Titus models being on cults before the game comes out. But not just like inspired by, like I did once upon a time. Actual models. Will there be a Space Marine 2 stream when it releases proper? Yeah, I'm talking to Focus Entertainment right now about them supporting the stream. But I'm going to be doing stream ends when I beat the game. I'll be live until it's done. The only time I'll close live stream is probably every 12 hours, because YouTube doesn't like it, but you know. Maybe if they sold a Titus minifigure standalone rather than box game that didn't come out outside the US. Yeah, but people just rip it anyway, right? Let's be honest. People just rip it off anyway. All gone all over again. Yeah, but this time I won't be ending the stream early. I'll be sleeping on stream. 6-day stream like Elden Ring. Yeah, probably. I don't think it's going to be as big as Elden Ring, though. A bit more focused, you know? I'll be doing it solo. It could also end up being like the first game and only be 5 hours long. Yeah, pretty much. I won't be ending the stream early. The only time I'll end the stream is just to reset the stream, because YouTube only lets you stream for 12 hours at a time. But I've told Focus Entertainment the idea I'm doing. They seem pretty hype about it. They're pretty cool about it. So there's potential, chat. There's potential. If it's only 5 hours long, it's a short stream, right? But I imagine I'll probably be live for 2 or 3 days. Probably 2 days, I imagine. Like 2 full days if I start like when it comes out. I don't get models. Nick, my brother, I think you've misunderstood. I don't get how some models which are clearly supposed to be GW are okay to sell, buy on calls, but then others get took off by GW. E-Man-G wasn't making models. They were taking models from a video game and selling them. That's why they've been taken down. People making stuff that's inspired by, that's similar, can't be taken down because it counts as fan art. But E-Man-G in particular was allegedly, as far as the reports say, taking Games Workshop's own files and selling them. That's why they got took down. I don't know if it's like... I don't know if that was missed or not. That's why it got took down. They were taking their stuff and selling it. Of course they're going to take it down. I've seen loads that look identical and still there because they count it as fan art because it's free, you know. It's not fan art if you take someone else's work, right? Better play on hard. I probably will play on hard, yeah. It's because he didn't make a copy of the model. He used the actual. Yeah, that's why he's getting sued. He used the actual files, and initially they just said please stop, and he ignored them. That's why he's in shit. 25% changes make it yours. Gina been doing that for years. Yeah, so like having things inspired by kind of works. Having things free kind of works. Having things designed yourself, you're selling them might be like, hey, please stop. That's okay. But E-Man was taking their property and selling it, just supported. You know, he just put some frames on it. You know, which a lot of it was auto supported anyway. You know. The word allegedly has been doing much heavy lifting. Yeah, allegedly is a great word, that's why. It's like 11 hours 55 or something. My friend records his games to YouTube and he keeps finding these lost footage. Yeah, so I'll probably, for the live stream on YouTube, I'll probably do like 11 hours and then just to make sure it doesn't get lost. Because I'll be recording it all anyway, but I don't want the streams to disappear afterwards. Anyway, there's a new game by Games Workshop which they haven't spoken about as far as I'm aware, that popped up on Reddit a couple of days ago, and some of you might recognize the name. It's called Tyrannid Attack. It looks like Games Workshop are doing another Walmart exclusive game. Look at the state of this logo. This logo, Space Marine Adventures. Oh man, it's kind of like graphic design is my passion. This looks like a knockoff. Space Marine Adventures logo looks like a Warhammer 40k knockoff, doesn't it? It looks so weird. It looks so odd because obviously it's the 40k logo, but they've expanded it. It looks so odd. Why does it look like that? The artwork of the space... Yeah, the Space Marine art looks good, but the logo looks so weird. The Adventures part isn't even the same font. Yeah, it's not like bold, is it? That says AI art. So they've announced a new board game. It's another Walmart exclusive board game, as you can see. There it is, produced by Games Workshop. And this is the box. Now, I don't know how many miniatures are in this, but if you remember, they had the Kill Team Justian. Or Justian? What are you saying? On the shelves next to Man United shirts and LV bags. Yeah, pretty much. They had Kill Team Justian. It's the basically the blind box Kill Team models. That's what's in there by the looks of it. Let's see if we can zoom in. Oh, I hate Reddit so much. Reddit has just become awful for actually looking at stuff. So what we do know is there's at least 4 Space Marines in there. I don't know what their names are, but they're the new kill team ones, the kill team intercessors and stuff like that. It says 5 Space Marines. Yeah, so we don't see all 5. We definitely see 4. We see Raphael, Maximus, this one, and the Space Wolf there. On the front cover, there's a Gravis Marine. As you can see. So there's 5 Space Marines there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of these are pictured, but this one, the Iron Hand, isn't. And I imagine that's because of the box color, right? The box is black, so they didn't want to use a black miniature or whatever like that. Under contents, 5 Space Marine miniatures. Yeah, so the only picture for 4. So I imagine there's an Iron Hand as well, like probably a black sprue. But yeah, so I've not seen this one published by Games Workshop at all. Space Marine Adventures Tyranid Attack. I don't think Games Workshop have actually posted that this is an actual thing. Because whenever you search Tyranid Attack, it just comes up with the original one from like the 80s. I've not been able to see this one on the website or anything like that, you know. Because when you Google it, all you find is the Reddit pictures. You know, you find these 3 Reddit pictures, what we're looking at now. And then the old Space Marine Adventures. And then Tyranid Attack from the 1993 or whatever it was. They fumbled the bag and didn't actually put Tyranid models in. Yeah, there's no Tyranid models. They're counters, much like the Necron one. I'm pretty sure the Necron one is just countered as well. So it's like a mini kids version of Space Hulk by the looks of it. Space Marine Adventures is a fast-paced game of 1 to 4 players set in the shadowed corridors of a derelict space hulk infested by ferocious Tyranids. Take control of a squad of brave Space Marines and battle against a host of these alien creatures. Can the Space Marines survive their perilous mission to search the labyrinth space hulk and defeat the dreaded alien leader, the Tyranid Prime? Begin your adventure today and find out. Google is kind of trash. Yeah, true. I'm not sure why they don't have like... oh, I just realised it's got Titus card in there as well. So if you... So it's kind of like a multi-buy-in because you've got the Titus, Lieutenant Titus in there. I'm not sure why they don't, like, bring these in the UK. And, like, I would fucking play the shit out of these on stream. I'd, like, build them up and paint them all the time. Because games like this, to me, are super exciting. 1 to 4 players, but there's 5 Space Marines. Yeah, there's 5 Space Marines and a card for a 6th one. I think you just choose which one you want, right? I'm feeling very cold after I comment 10 minutes ago. What did you say 10 minutes ago? What's in the box? Okay. It's going to be swap Maximus out for Titus, probably. These are perfect for places like Waterstones. Yeah, definitely. I said, like, if like Games Workshop sent me these for review, I would play the shit out of these. I would play, because they're just like fun, you know what I mean? They're just like a couple of models, a little tiny board, a little bit different. Still a Warhammer vibe, but just like, in my opinion, quite fun. It's because Walmart and Target put stuff out before it's supposed to come out. That happened with Space Marine board game. It released out 1 week before they announced it. Okay. Is it single player? 1 to 5. But would they sell well here? I find the UK doesn't have a board game culture. I beg to differ. You know, look at like Steamforge. They're a UK-based company that just makes board games. Hey, Elliot, how you doing, bud? This is your GW handler. I asked them about the Space Marine 2 board game and the other one, and they basically said no, unless they come to the UK, which they won't do right now. I had to import Space Marine 2 board game, and it cost me so much money, and then I forgot to make a video about it. I think they sell here. Look how Hero Quest and Space Hulk sells. Yeah, exactly. All this up here is all board games, you know? You don't see people playing board games on the red. No, but people don't go to clubs to play board games at home. You know? Because you can. People don't play Warhammer at home and they play it in clubs because they can't. You know? It's much easier to play a game, a board game at home on the dining table or whatever. All board game cafes is a few in Sheffield. Yeah, there's quite a few board game cafes. There's a Lego cafe now as well in Sheffield. You know, the Lego cafe's sick. You buy Lego and just build it there. Really cool. But yeah, it just seems odd. It just seems odd they don't want to bring these to the UK. Again, they just want to be US exclusive. Did they post on Reddit how much the game costs? Oh, I didn't look actually. I just closed it. Did I just close it? I did. The previous one was $35. The first one was $25. Probably like $20 to $40, probably roughly. Yeah, probably about $40 then, I imagine. Home is where the introverts play, true. Anyway, chat, let's talk about the drama, shall we? The 40k situation. Alright? It's time for the big news. The big news. The big news time. Right. About 3 weeks ago. Am I doing a King Speaks React? No, I'm a fog. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, Games Workshop brought out a huge new Battles data slate, a huge new FAQ, and whole new ways to play Warhammer, right? Brand new ways to play Warhammer. This is the gossip that you want to know, okay? And with it, they added a new rule called Pivot, okay? And it's been causing a little bit of drama, I would say. A little bit of drama. Okay. So if you don't know, pivot is this. Each time you pivot a model to rotate any amount around its central axis, the first time you do is during each model's move, subtract that model's pivot value from the remaining distance it can move. During that move, if there's not enough distance left to do this, it cannot pivot. Models have a pivot value of 0 unless otherwise stated. Monster and vehicle models, excluding models on round base and aircraft models, have a pivot value of 2 inch unless otherwise stated. And essentially what this allows you to do is allows you to turn the model loads. Turns the model loads, okay? If you are on a round base, you have a pivot value of 0. And basically what this means is that you can spin as much as you like when you move. Okay? You can spin as much as you like when you move. However, if you don't have a round base, much like this Rhino, if you would like to pivot, you spend an amount of movement, which is 2 inches. And then you can spin as much as you like afterwards. Okay? That's essentially what happens. Because moving vehicles is actually super weird. So what they did, they added this pivot value to make it easier for more casual players to be like, well, I've spent 2 inches to turn, so now I can just turn as much as I like when I move, okay? And most of the time, this works fine. Except for very specific situations, like skimmers, okay? Let me paint you a picture via Photoshop. Wow, look at this painting. Okay. Look at this painting. Wow, look at this. Here is our scenario, chat. Let me draw you a picture. This is a unit of assault terminators with librarian. Okay. Look, okay, look, this situation would never happen, but I couldn't find many models where I'd get the top-down view. These aren't the top-down view, it's the best I could get, okay? And this is a Drakari Raider, okay? Meow, look at it fly. Meow, cool. Look at this production value, okay? Now, in most situations, let's get the line tool. Let's say the Raider deep strikes 9 away, okay? Where's it gone? Wait, what? Where's it gone? Oh, the stroke's wide. Bam. Let's say the Raider deep strikes 9 away. God damn it. I'm going to draw it here. 9 inches. Let's say this is 9 inches. This is a production value I paid £2 a month for. Right. Listen. Shut up. Didn't we do this 2 weeks ago? Decknull, shut up. Listen. Just listen, okay? Why would I bring this up if it wasn't relevant? Okay. So, the Raider wants to charge here, okay? It's done some shooting. It's dropped out its transporter. What the Raider wants to do is to charge here, okay? Now, logically, that charge is 9 inches, okay? Honestly, I'm surprised you haven't been nabbed by Hollywood for this level of production. Shut up! Look, if he wants to charge, right, we need a 9. Okay? That's the point. However, with the new pivot rule, since this vehicle is on a round base, this model has a pivot value of 0. Okay? This model has a pivot value of 0. So when you roll the charge, what you can actually do is turn for free. Okay? And now this charge distance is much lower. Let's say it's probably around 7 inches. Okay? So what this situation is now making... This is all to scale. No, it is not to scale. Shut up. What this is now making is making deep striking transports a lot easier to charge because what they can do is they deep strike it like this. As I said, we measure into the side of the base, which has a stroke, which is really annoying because it's not working from where I want it to be. It can deep strike there, and then it can pivot and then charge to make that charge a lot shorter. Okay? Now, I don't think this was intended. I think this was a weird happenstance. Okay? It's a weird happenstance. And I don't think Games Workshop wanted this to be a thing either. But also, they don't want to say anything for some reason. Okay? And I don't know why. Because Tacoma Open happened just this weekend. And I can see a lot of people are talking in chat. This is why. Tacoma Open happened this weekend. And they sent an email which was shared on the Southern Oregon 40K Facebook page. Okay, I know I've had to go to Facebook. Now, this is from an email from the Tacoma Open. Finally, we've reached a number of questions from 40K GT attendees on the new pivot rules in regard to vehicles that are on round bases, i.e. skimmer bases, such as the Drakari Raider and Tantalus. At the time of this email, there are no planned updated FAQ or errata documents releasing prior to the rules cutoff. However, you should expect judges at the US Tacoma Open to rule on the new pivots rule as follows. Vehicles on round bases that is wider than a 32mm with a flying stem or a hover stand have a pivot value of 2 inches. So what this means is is even though in the core rules when they release them, they don't want to update them for some god knows reason, but Drakari Raiders, Tantalus, Eldar Skimmers, Impulsors, Repulsors, Ghost Arcs, etc. now have, or in this event, have a pivot value of 2 inches. So if we go back to our example, what this means is rather than this being allowed to pivot for free then charge, if this turns at all, it costs 2 inches of movement. So now this, what is now 7-inch charge, becomes a 9-inch. God damn it, let me draw. Where's my layer gone? I've lost it. Becomes 9 again. Because it turns and spends 2. Essentially. Dreadnoughts, no, because they're not flying models. They're not on a flight stand. So what they've essentially done is basically say, actually, these models do need a pivot value because the unintended consequence of adding pivot, but unless it's on a round base, like most flying models are, is that they get loads of free movement. Okay? But it also says the answer formulated with the Warhammer 40,000 Rules Studio should be considered official for Tacoma, while other tournament organisers are welcome and encourage this ruling. It should not be considered a general FAQ or errata to Warhammer 40,000. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand this bit. You've said it's formulated with the Rules Studio, but you aren't making it an official rule. Why? Why not? I don't understand. You've clearly worked with them. If this is what the email is saying, why are you not bringing this out? Why is it not being like, oh, actually, there's a little update. Actually, there's a little pink bit here. We're going to be bringing it onto flying models as well. This, in my opinion, is a great fix because having 7-inch deep strikes from charges was stupid, right? You know, 7-inch charges from deep strike was stupid. Being able to just turn your model, you know, being able to turn your model this way, and then just turning it and getting a 2-inch shorter charge was stupid. But like, why aren't you? I don't understand why they're not making it an official rule. If this is from the Tacoma Open team, which it probably is, I don't understand why someone would write this. You know. Sweet, that's nice. I knew it had to be addressed eventually. So I think it's a great rule, but I don't know why they wouldn't just go, oh, actually, let's make it an official rule. Unless they're planning to in the next balanced data slate. But that gives us like 2 months. Like 2 months of like weird rulings for these flying models, unless they pick it up. I will be picking it up, obviously, because I was going to add that anyway as a rule. But like, I don't understand why Games Workshop are scared to make it an official rule. If it is from them, if it is, it looks like it's from them. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? The email seems vague enough that they're not actually acknowledging that any official word was involved in that ruling. Yeah, because it's been formulated with, but that just means surely that just means they just like said, what do you think to this? And they've gone, yeah. They don't want to lose face and change already. Probably that's the reason. But also, I feel like if they're going to add this crazy new rule, it's probably okay to be like, actually, we missed a bit. Can we just change it a little bit more? Because they're just going to have to admit they done goof when they update it in the next balanced data slate, right? Aren't they just going to have to do that anyway? Aren't crisis suits effective? Crisis suits aren't flying. They're on the floor. Does this solve pivot rules for small models on oval bases? No, they still have to pivot as well, as far as I'm aware. Maybe Tacoma is their test. Maybe you're right. That would make a lot of sense if it was just like that's the tester to say, maybe does this actually work? Well, it just seems odd. It seems like a no-brainer to add, and they don't want to. That's where like my head is at. It's like it's a no-brainer. This is probably what they need to add, but they don't. Then they don't want to. You know. They don't like fixing stuff. They broke after the hassle with Deep Strike through 2-inch engagement ruin shenanigans in 9th edition. Oh, God, do you remember that? That was so dumb. And now they've said it's like a design. It's part of the design that you can't charge through walls. You remember that? They made that weird 2-inch engagement from walls, so you couldn't hide behind a wall. Then it got really weird because they added bases to ruins. And then... fucking now they say it's part of the design. It's a feature, not a bug. Oh God. I still remember that video from Innis with the fucking charging thing. It was so funny. So funny. I don't think I'll ever find it because I remember it's a Google Drive video. Down on Lake, can someone chat? Scroll back like 10 minutes. 10-15 minutes, Ziggy. What, now you can't charge through walls if someone is on the other side? Yeah, that's how the rules work, right? If you can't fit, you can't charge. They tried to, in 9th edition, they tried to... They tried to make it so you had a 2-inch engagement so you could charge. But then what people realized, if you deep strike and charge a wall, you get like 7-inch deep strikes. Then they got rid of it. And now they say that's a feature, not a bug. Couldn't make it my scaling time models. If they miss his house, I want it here. Yeah, sure. I think they wanted skimmers to be special, so I'm assuming they're trying to think of some sort of fix and they haven't really got one. I feel like they just didn't realize, and I think that's okay because it's quite a big change, and I think the change is overall really good for the game. But as we said, like one of the main issues was the fact that they added this, and as soon as you add something and give it to a bunch of people, especially like weaponized autists like me, you know, all I'm doing to do is look for mistakes and look for problems. I think Josh got a new Drakari army and then nerfed it straight away. I think Josh is still playing Necrons, you know. I'm like 90% sure Josh is still playing Necrons. Also, chat, if you're enjoying this show, just want to say, you can become a member for as little as £1.99 a month. If you want to support the show, like what I do, you know. If you enjoy what I do, that would be cool. He's playing Sisters. He was playing Chaos Space Marines. Dark Angel, Chaos Space Marine, Admech, and Necrons in the top. What one? Silent King, Nightbringer, 2X Mark, Death Mark. 2 Doomsday Arts, and a Vault. Right, okay. There it is. No key jingle. Chat, I need some members. Pay attention. Pay attention, I need some members. Is Josh going to All Stars? Yeah. Yeah, Josh and Johnny as well. One of the rules team as well, which is cool. Speaking of, if you haven't already, type !shop to have a look at the Super All Stars 2. There's like just over a month to go. 6 weeks maybe. He said you can't afford $5, me. Maybe, you know, they could employ these horrible people who look for mistakes to maybe, I don't know, find the mistakes before publishing them. I know! I know, right? Every time I see something, it takes like 30 minutes. I'm like, what about this, though? Every time. They should just hire me. And I don't know why they won't. They just hate the idea of someone who shat all over the 10th edition launch giving them a job, I think. Because I did shit all over the 10th edition launch. But I think it was deserved, right? If you look at the difference of like 40k launch compared to Age of Sigmar launch in terms of like rule set, it's like night and day. You're bad because you're 3D printed blood raving shoulders, right? Right. Mikey, they're going to hire someone to piss on their chips. That's literally what a playtester's job is. That's literally what the playtester's job is. The playtester's job is to go, this is shit, or how does this work? Start a Fiverr account to proofread game rules. Are you doing any content for Dwarves or New Necromunda? I don't know why, but I don't get any old world stuff from Games Workshop anymore, so I won't be doing any content on the Dwarves. Because I don't have any. So don't expect any old world content from me about Dwarves, because for some reason they don't send me old world anymore. They sent me loads of stuff on launch, and then they've just kind of like taken me off the list for some reason. I keep asking, they keep saying, oh yeah, we'll get to it. Probably because of my 3D printing video, but oh well. With shows like this, they wonder why they don't send me loads of stuff. They're just like, it's just a bit random, you know? You made 3 videos hating on it. No, I didn't. I didn't make... What videos did I make hating on it? Be that cheating scandal you caught. I brought up the fact that the new Brett Lords are still out of stock since January and they were getting to it, reply on Twitter. How'd you just stop sending your old world stuff because you broke the Necros thing? They'd already stopped sending me stuff at that point. They only sent me the launch stuff. You also made them clarify a rule by cheating at an event. I didn't cheat. If it's not clear, it's not cheating, is it? They were on sale for about 30 minutes 7 months ago. I remember playtesting a miniature game and suggested a busted rule for a character and they printed it. It made me laugh when the community were like, who the hell approved this broken rule? Did you suggest it for funsies? Was it like a joke that they took seriously? If it's not clear it's not cheating, it's going to be my motto at All Stars 2. Deal. I mean, like, good videos about the old world. I did loads of content, you know? Look, great content. I think it's better. I think 40k is a better competitive game. Stand by it. I played a battle report to the tune of 5,000 views. Yeah, I 3D printed a box, but whatever. I made some cool cards for it. I painted it. Got Louis and Mark cuddling. Great video. I made a video about myself. Great time. I did make 2. And then I made one about Insane Warhammer Tournament because it was crazy. It was wild. Was that about... That might have been about E-Man G, you know? They are completely different. Stupid. Yeah. It was. Look at that. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it was. It was about E-Man. We did this 5 months ago. Anyway. They're trying to protect me because I got loads of hate for posting that on Twitter when no one else can buy it. Because it went out of stock. In order to send you Old World stuff, they'd actually have to have Old World stuff to send out. And that's not a thing you're capable of at the moment. Yeah, they definitely send it to some people, but like... Yeah. I don't know. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. I'm fed up of chasing about it. If they send it me, they send it me. If they don't, they don't. Let me pull chat back up. It's a 3D print video. You think that's why they stopped sending it? Maybe. It was way after review time though. I could have been building anything at that point. Issues, you're not neckbeard enough for Old World. Too little gatekeeping, too much inclusivity. I am bad for inclusivity, to be fair. I have so much of it. It's great. Actually crazy. But yeah, I like the Old World, but it's kind of like... I don't know. It's like, I loved it at the time, and painting all the models was cool, but then it quickly soured because I was like, there's so much to do here. And the models aren't great. You know? Oh, and Necromunda. I don't really cover Necromunda. Go woke, go broke. I don't really cover Necromunda. The new models look cool though, but it's not really my thing, right? Again, it's kind of like the simplicity of the newer games, as much people as call it. I really like it because it means I can pick it up. Also, crack with the news. We've basically finished the news, bud. Feel free to rewind if you want to hear all the news. But we talked about Jack Black and the assassination attempt. We talked about Shapeways going bust. We talked about E-Man G getting sued. And we talked about New Games Workshop FAQ that's not a real FAQ. No one covers Necromunda. Is there a reason for that? Is there a reason that no one covers Necromunda? Arbitrary did one video, one time. Oh, yeah, you're right. No one covers Necromunda. Oh dear. This month? This month? Law doesn't count. Kyrio's been smashing it. There's a battle report there. Miniature game montage.
Pike's pioneers gained initial notoriety in Acropolis from their victory over Slaughterhouse.
With AI voiceover when you turn the video on.
Stories of Pike in a one-on-one duel with a butcher would warrant such tales. In nature, the big always eye the small, and today, House...
Pike hackers today The battlefield is standard. Fighters until the start of round 7. They will be victorious. Otherwise,
you can tell that's actually him though.
bolt gun will then fire at steel toe. Rapid fire 2 with his ballistic skill of 4, and the shot misses. The new Forge boss, Ajax, will use both of his actions to move.
The AI was cringe, but there you go. One guy made a video. What more do you want? And it's AI slop. Yeah, no one plays this game, right? It's just one of those. I feel like people play it at home and then that's it. I've never seen Necromunda played except for at Warhammer World. But they have good minis, but then people just use those minis for other games. Literally best miniatures. Yeah, they've got good miniatures, don't get me wrong. Can never deny that. Necromunda is the most frustrating game I've ever played, and everyone hates you when you meta game, bans you from campaigns. Yeah, just take spam flamers, right? Just spam flamers and call it a day, because everyone's infantry. Necromunda is 30% playing, 70% for conversions. I think a lot of the minis are cool, but I think they also, like, they tire very quickly, in my opinion. You know? I feel like the models get old very fast compared to other games. The best time I've had gaming are narrative skirmish games like Necromunda and Lord of the Ring battle companies. Oh, that's another one as well, as like Lord of the Rings. Like cool models, but I just never see it played. Like Once in a Blue Moon. Necromunda feels so strange. It's a game that is receiving a ton of support. Not a single month goes by without a new mini shown on a Monday. Yeah, I've never seen anyone play it. Yeah. Again, like I think people are right. I think what happens is that people buy the models, set them up, take pictures, and then that's it. Do they actually play? You know? Do they actually play it? I've never seen it played even. Necromunda seems to have a high bar of entry and rules spread throughout multiple books and supplements. Yeah, I think the Mercenary said that, right? You need like rulebook, gang book, weapon rulebook, and any expansion books. It just seems crazy. The narrative campaign side makes it all worst bits of tabletop war games and tabletop RPGs. Nightmare to get people to play. Loads of minutes in terrain needed. Yeah. It feels like the idea of Necromunda is a tabletop RPG. You know? I think if you played Necromunda with D&D rule set, but then the ideas of like what you can do with it from the rulebooks, that probably would make sense. I suppose they wouldn't keep making stuff for it if it didn't sell. Yeah, like I imagine the models sell. But I don't know how popular the game is. The game itself. Hey. The question is, when's the redacted codex coming out? What redacted codex? I've got no idea what you're talking about. Go on, Mikey. Time to be the champion of the game and the biggest Necromunda content creator. It sounds like the worst game possible, though, because everyone just said it's really shit. Everyone said it's really shit. It's not like a high barrier to entry. That's what it sounds like. I played it back when it originally came out, and it was great back then. The smaller scale makes it really involved, and I think the people are into it, really into it. Yeah. And I can't be fucked with that. I played Necromunda. It's absolutely amazing, but it's 100% not beginner friendly when you're starting out. GW could do with making it more accessible. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, as I said, like, the problem is that I think some games that are too involved just get stuck in their own jargon. I just can't be asked. Is it a kill team with extra steps? Probably. Maybe. It's kill team with 100,000 extra rules. Yeah, I just can't be asked for that. Even kill team racks my brain sometimes. So everybody who's into it is buying everything. By the sound of it. I keep seeing this fucking thumbnail from Eons on Battle. It's making me laugh. Painting big tanks without getting tired, and the thumbnail's a turning monster. I love this is on the giant paintbrush. So funny. The giant paintbrush is great. I love Eons on Battle. I think some of these thumbnails are hilarious, but just like in a YouTuber to YouTuber way. I don't know if they're hilarious to everyone else, but I just think this is funny. Like, why has he got a giant paintbrush that's red? That big? Why does he need that much paint on it? Why has he got a turret in it if it's about tanks? Hilarious. Eon makes fun, digestible content. Always nice to have one. Yeah, I like him. I think his content's decent. I think some of the stuff he says is funny, and how he says it is funny. It sounds so fake to me, but like, he's very harmless, you know what I mean? Are you looking forward to the Elden Ring board game? Yeah, it's been delayed till February, bro. It was supposed to be out... It was supposed to be March this year. Then it was supposed to be June. Now it's February. So, like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm just like... The hype's gone. I was coming out in March, and then the DLC's coming out. Holy shit, what a train of content. What a train of content. And then no. Disappeared. Steam Forge, yeah. Yeah. The rulebook is out, is it? Oh, excuse me. You see, the War Machine stuff's been delayed. Yeah, I saw that. I haven't really been following it though. Oh, I didn't realize the rulebook was out. Realm of the Grafted King. 60 pages of rules. Okay, not too bad. I'll probably need to digest this and see how different it is from when I played it. To be honest, I'm more bothered about seeing the minis, but I've seen all of these because they're just 3D renders. Not much to follow. Here's this cool thing. Literally 2 weeks later, change of plans. Yeah, that's all I've really seen, to be honest. And then they're doing a RPG, I think. I think I've not seen the dials, but I think I've mostly seen this. I didn't realise they released a rulebook though. It's had quite a big overhaul since I played though. I think like the concept is the same, but like the overhaul has been quite big by the sounds of it. Like this is the enemy encounter idea is the same, but how it works is completely different. I'm not reading, I'm just looking at the pictures. I am just looking at the pictures, I'll be honest. Can we get a Geo and Mikey playthrough like you did with Curse City? I don't think Georgie's that bothered about Elden Ring, but I'm planning on doing like a painting stream and like a playthrough play with Elliot and stuff. Elden Ring RPG site seems hilarious. Okay, start the campaign, die 4 minutes in a remake your character. So this is what's cool though. You have like basically thanks for making the dice round. Oh nice, bud. I'm glad they arrived. What's quite cool is essentially you have your what they call the quest book, and that's your like fighting map. So like this, for example, I walk into this encounter, and there's like 3 people fighting, and I'm solo. I'm playing by myself, but when it's my turn, I fight this battle. And then if I want to, I can summon other players in to help me out if I need to, which is cool. But then when you find the boss, you put all your books together. This is what this is representing. You put all your books together, and you fight the boss together as one, which is really cool. So it's a little bit different to something else. They basically didn't want to make Dark Souls again, which is fine. So the idea of it is cool because you're exploring the tile map. So it's very overworld vibe, which is the map tiles that they have, these ones. So you kind of like exist in these tiles. So you're building up the map randomly. But then, yeah, combat is in like your own little book, and you can summon people in, or you put them all together, which I thought was really sick, to be honest. I think that has mostly stayed the same, but how things work has changed quite considerably, and the look of it as well. I think I did a video about it once upon a time.
Hey guys, welcome back.
There's professional video. Whoa. Epic. So you have like these tiles that you build up your map and you explore. These little counters are like things that you can interact with. So you got like enemies and then like resources or whatever. And then when you go into an encounter, you open the book, as you can see. So this is an old one. You open the book and you fight the guy. And then, essentially, every time it's my turn, I'd have my book open in front of me. And I'd fight this battle. Then Sherwin, in this example, would be doing his own thing. Maybe he has to open a book and do his little battle. And then I think we set up the big one. No, we don't. No, we don't. But still, again, I did it a year ago. Fuck me. 25th of November. Nearly 2 years ago. That's how long it's been waiting for it to come out. Jesus. Kill me. I think the other video was just like an overview, but yeah. It looks cool though. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to sit here and read it, but I just thought I'd scroll through the pictures. But if you are interested in Elden Ring or that environment and you like board games, it's probably something you need to want to watch out for. But it is quite expensive as well. That's the problem. Excited to see you on Hellstormwargaming later in the week. What army are you taking? What? What does this mean? What does this mean? Are you taking OBR to Liars? Yeah, I'm supposed to be going to Liam's next week. I'm supposed to be going on Liam's channel to play a game. I'm not really sure what we're playing, though. I'm happy to take OBR. I don't know if we're playing 40k or AOS. I haven't caught up with him in a week or two, though. But for today, that's it. We're not going to be doing a giveaway because people don't want to become members anymore. Cringe. Want me to die? Liam's not Hellstorm. I don't know what game we're playing. I'm Hellstormwargaming done right, by the way. That's me. Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm going on Liam's channel next week. I think we're doing a collab stream. I've got to work it out, though, because I think I've got to go down on Monday, and I don't want to miss Monday's stream. So I think we've got to work out what we're doing there as well. But I'll catch up with him in a couple of days. Rosalie, please think of Mikey's gardener. I don't have a gardener. Anyway, that's it for today. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. But that's everything I've got for you. That's me. I'm Hellstorm. You should stop watching. No one likes me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today. Really appreciate it hanging out in the morning news. I should be live Friday. I don't have a battle report lined up because I completely forgot to ask my players and my friends if they actually want to play. But hopefully I'll have a battle report for you Friday. If not, I'll have a fun stream. Okay, I'll have a fun stream plan. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks everyone who became a member, resubbed, or gifted a membership like Jamartin, like Mercenary Q. Really appreciate you. And Warhawk, thanks for being a member as well. And everyone who resubbed, really appreciate it as well. So Hellstorm 7s, well, I say goodbye to you. Goodbye for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you all. Thank you very much. You're all really cool. Really epic. Really, really cool. Love you all. Hope you have a good day. That'd be cool if you did. I hope you have a nice time. A nice afternoon. Get yourself some food. Get yourself a little bit of food. Get some fresh air, maybe. I'm going to go and do my laundry. What are you going to do for the afternoon? Let me know. In the Discord. I suppose you want Discord. Anyway, I added a microphone to this scene for some reason. I feel like it's a bad idea because now I'm just talking. And normally I'd just disappear at this point. I'd already logged off. But now I'm going to log off. Now I'm going to log off. Okay, now. See, now I keep making you watch for longer, even though nothing's happening. All I'm saying is, now I'm going. And I'm just waiting for a few seconds and then saying, now I'm going. Okay, but now I am actually going. Okay, I'm going now. Yeah, I got you. I haven't actually gone yet. What if I go now, though? What would you do? Would you keep waiting? How long would you actually wait for me to go? You know? How long would you actually keep watching? Right, the song's ending. I'm going to go. Bye. Love you. Bye. God, there's still 40 of you here. Go away! Go and touch some grass!